It looms over the San Antonio skyline, a silent, imposing giant of brick and stone, Bexar County Hospital, Robert B. Greene Memorial Hospital. It has a reputation that stretches far beyond medicine. It's a place where life begins. For many, it ends. But some say not everyone who checks out truly leaves. Locals whisper about it. They tell stories in hushed tones, stories that make your hairs stand up. They say the building holds more than memories. It holds spirits. Those spirits are not always at peace. The hospital stands on the west side of downtown San Antonio, a historic structure with a long, storied past. Opened in 1917, a beacon for a growing city. Imagine the number of souls that passed through here over a century. One frequent tale, the old surgical wing. Nurses report the distinct sound of gurney wheels rolling down the hallway, then looking to find nothing. The sound approaches, passes them and fades away down the empty corridor. Another legend, the crying baby. Staff hear a newborn's wail coming from an empty delivery room. They rush to the source, instincts kicking in, only to find the room vacant and silent. Then there are apparitions, a common sighting, a spectral nurse in an old starched white uniform and cap. She walks the halls, sometimes checking patients, then vanishes into thin air. Call buttons in empty rooms suddenly light up, the doors closed are found wide open, medical charts are found on the floor, knocked from their racks. These small, inexplicable events unsettle the staff. So why here? Why is this particular hospital such a focal point for the paranormal? One theory points directly to the sheer volume of tragedy the building has witnessed. For over 100 years, it was a place where people suffered from devastating illnesses, horrific injuries. It was a place of last breaths, final goodbyes. Many paranormal investigators believe such intense emotional energy can become imprinted on a location. The pain, the fear, the grief don't just dissipate. They linger, replaying like a psychic recording. Another possible explanation lies in the land itself. San Antonio is a city with deep roots, a place where battles were fought, lives were lost centuries ago. The ground might already have been spiritually active. The hospital's trauma could have amplified pre-existing paranormal energy. But what is it about these stories that captivates us so completely? The fascination with hauntings, especially in a place like a hospital, taps into our most fundamental human questions about life and death. A hospital is the very intersection of science and mortality. Ghost stories from a hospital challenge that. These tales also serve as a form of modern folklore. In an age dominated by technology and information, there is a deep-seated human need for mystery, for the unknown. The stories of the ghosts of Bexar County Hospital are passed down orally from person to person, just like the myths and legends of old. Ultimately, the stories endure because they speak to our hope for continuation. On some level, the idea that a spirit can linger, a dedicated nurse still making her rounds, it suggests that death is not the absolute end. Whether the apparitions at Bexar County Hospital are genuine spectral entities or simply the product of overtired minds in a spooky old building is a question that may never be answered. And perhaps that is the point.